Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Tuesday, everyone. We're going to be doing an Algebra 1 review. So if you know anybody that's getting ready to take their finals, share this live with them. Minus 3 to both sides. And we end. So 3 times y is 3y. And 3 times negative 2 gets us negative 6. And we have 3y minus 6. Does anybody know what type of answer we have here? Thank you for the double taps. Can we try to get to 5K taps? I'll try to double tap with you guys. Can everybody double tap their screen? All right. All real solutions. Yes, Jazzy, welcome in. Yes. Because if we minus 3y, right, to both sides, our y's cancel out because 3 minus 3. So we're left with negative 6 equals negative 6, which is a true statement. So it's all real solutions. Okay, that's our answer for that one. Perfect. Alrighty. Nails, I just got on. So we're just starting. This is like the first page. Okay, so let's go to number 3. We have 3/4 x equal negative 36. We want to get rid of this 4 in the bottom. And since we want to do opposite of division, so we want to multiply both sides by 4. This cancels, and so we have 3x equals, and then we're going to take out our calculator, 36 times 4 is going to give us 144, but negative, don't forget your negative, and our plus 7 equals 22. Okay, now we want our 3x by itself, so we're going to have to move this positive 7 to the other side, and we're going to do that by subtracting 7, doing the opposite, and we get 3x equals 22 minus 7, if we take with 5, 15. Get 15. The graphing, okay, so that's what we're planning on doing. Slope, factoring, all that sweetness in Algebra 1, right? All right, so let's continue on. With number 1, we have a negative right here attached to a parenthesis. Whenever you have a negative attached to a parenthesis, you have to distribute that negative here and here. So we're going to drop down our 7. We can't distribute the 7 because the 7 is not attached to the parenthesis. So you just drop it down, and then you're going to get negative 2x. A negative times a positive gets you a negative 3. Okay. So we have to distribute that negative here and here. All right. Negative here and here. All right. Now we're going to multiply. We're going to distribute this 3/4 times 4 and 3/4 times negative 8. So let me explain what we're actually doing here, okay? So what we're doing is we're doing 3/4 times, remember every whole number could be written over 1. So we could put this 4x over 1. That's what's happening there, okay? Minus 3/4 times 8 over 1. Okay, now I'm writing it like this for people that struggle to see what's actually happening. So we're going to simplify this. 3 times 4, we're just going to multiply. 3 times 4 gives us 12x over 4 times 1 gives us 4. Minus 3 times 8 gives us 24 over 4. Okay. Now we can divide these out. 12 divided by 4 is 3x minus 24 divided by 4 is 6. Okay. Let's combine on this side our 7 and our negative 3. So we'll drop down this negative 2x. And then 7 minus 3 is plus 4. Okay. Does anybody know what do we do next? What are we doing next? Thank you for the share, love. Okay, we're at 1.4K likes. I need everybody to double tap their screen for me. Let's try to get this live to 5K likes. I'm double tapping with you guys. Thank you. I see those hearts coming in. Thank you. Thank you. So what we want to do is we want to move this 3x to the other side, okay? So we're going to do that by subtracting 3x because it's a positive. So we want to subtract 3x to both sides. And negative 2x minus 3x gives us negative 5x plus 4 equals negative 6. Since I brought the x to this side, that forces me to bring this 4 to this side. I'm going to do that by doing the opposite of plus. So I'm going to minus 4. And then I end up with negative 5x equals, now, somebody owes you $6. They say, give me 4 more. They owe you $10. And then we're going to divide, because whenever you have a number attached to a letter, they're multiplied. So you undo that by dividing. And x equals 2. That's our answer. Any questions on that? Any questions? You're welcome, Nick. Yep, x to the same side. We needed x. Yep, x to the same side. We needed x's on one side. Good, okay. All right. Let's keep it going for number 2. So this is a proportion type of problem, okay? And whenever you see a proportion type of problem, we're going to, I think my phone might be lagging because I'm seeing all the comments come in right now. Add like terms. Moonbeam, welcome back. Hey, Moon. Do you teach at college level online for any college? No, Moonbeam. Nope. The highest I got to teach was high school. I have to go back and get my master's. Well, I guess I used to, I was an instructional. They called me an instructional coach. So basically I sat into my professor's classes, just sat in there, graded papers. And then once the class ended, I would take like a special group of people that they targeted and they would work with me. And so I was an instructional aide or instructional coach. But that's when I fell in love with math, teaching at community college. Okay, so let's cross multiply. But no, I don't teach. I have to go back and get my master's. I only have my bachelor's. And you have to have a master's in order to teach at a college. All right, so we're going to cross multiply, okay? So 5 times x gives us 5x equals, and then 9 times. So you have to write this, 9 parenthesis x minus 12. If you don't, it's going to look like, if you don't put this parentheses, what's going to happen is you're going to forget to distribute here and here. So you might get the 9x, but you'll forget to get the 9 to the 12, which most people, and here. So you might get the 9x, but you'll forget to get the 9 to the 12, which most people do, okay? So we have 5x equals 9x, and then 9 times 12 9 times 12 is 108. Oh, no. Not, oh, let me see. 9 times 12, not 18. 9 times 12, yep, 108. So minus 108. And now, remember, we need x to one side. So somebody put in the chat, what do we have to do? Hey, Pretty K. Welcome in. Thank you, Alicia. Yes, I am back. Oh, it's glitching. We did have like a little rain out here. So, how did you make it a plus 2? No, that's 9x. And this is x minus 12. I don't, where are you at? All right, so we want to minus 9x to both sides. Okay. All right, so we want to minus 9x to both sides. Okay. 5x minus 9x gives us a negative 4x equals negative 108. We need x by itself. They're attached through multiplication, so we're going to undo that by division. Okay. And x equals, if we divide by 4, we get 27. And a negative divided by a negative is always a positive. Bring paper down. Can you see it? Negative is always a positive. Bring paper down. Can you see it? All right. Kiki, is that better? I want people to see this Algebra 1 that we're reviewing. All right, so let's jump in to a more difficult proportion type of problem. We're still going to cross multiply, okay? So I usually give me like 2 days and then I'll get it out on my YouTube page. I just posted the inequalities and functions one that I did on Sunday. So tomorrow I'll be posting Mondays, and then Wednesday I should be posting, I'm messing it up, but today I just posted what I did on Sunday. So give me like 2 days. That's how I usually get it. Okay. So we're going to cross multiply. So we're going to set this up as 24 times z minus 1. And if you're new here, I always post all my lives on my YouTube page at Impact Math. Let me write it. Impact Math 19 on YouTube, okay? So follow me over there if you want to rewatch, skip, pass, you can do all that. And I also do mini lessons over there. So here and here. So we're going to distribute 24z. It's never going to make sense in your brain because it's like, what? 24 times z? Just so 4 times 5z is going to be 20z. And then 4 times 4 gets us 16, okay? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move this 20z over here because we want our z's to one side. I always choose my z's on the left. That's just me. You don't have to, right? You could choose your z's on the right. But whatever you do, just go with it. Always go with it. It's just better to stick with the pattern. So I'm going to get rid of this positive by subtracting 20z. Okay. So 24 minus 20 is going to give us 4z minus 24 equals 16. And since I moved my z over here, that means I have to move this number to the other side. Move my z over here, that means I have to move this number to the other side. I'm going to do that by plussing because opposite of minus, 24. And then 4z, we're going to drop down this here. And then 16. This next one is going to be a pain because it's literally like, literal equations give everybody a headache. Yes, they do. So we're going to take this trapezoid area problem and we're going to solve this for B1. So that means we have to get everything else that's not B1 to the other side. Now, what we want to start is by getting rid of this 2 that's in the denominator. So does anybody know how we can get rid of this 2? Does anybody know? Multiply. Beautiful, Sarah. Yes. We're going to multiply. So I'm going to rewrite it so we have space. A equals 1/2 H B1 plus B2 space. A equals 1/2 H B1 plus B2. So what we can do is we can multiply here by 2. And what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. We're going to multiply that by 2. Because what this does is it becomes 2 over 2, which cancels out. And then 2 times A, remember, it's not going to make sense in our brain. We just write them together. So 2A equals H B1 plus B2. All right. Okay. Remember, our goal is to isolate and get this B1 by itself, okay? So we want to move this H. We have to ask ourselves, how is the H connected? Well, whenever a letter is attached to a parenthesis, that's multiplied. So to undo the multiplication, we're going to divide, but we have to do it to both sides, by H. Okay, so now this is gone, and we have 2A over H equals B1 plus B2. All right, we're getting there, right? Can anybody tell me what's our getting there, right? Can anybody tell me what's our last step to solve for B1? What do we have to do? Good, Shay. Step to solve for B1. What do we have to do? Good, Shay. You said I needed you when I was in school. Are you out for summer or are you done? Done. I know some people are already on summer break, and then some people are still got 2 more weeks left. Does anybody know how we can get B1 by itself? So subtract B2 on both sides. Beautiful. Yes. Because of this plus sign, I have to undo the plus. So I have to subtract B2. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Now this is where it's like, what is this? Well, when you can't combine it, you just write it horizontally. And so our answer is 2A over H minus B2 equals B1. And this is how you solve the area of a trapezoid for B1. Good. All right, you guys. You guys are doing amazing. Okay, let's get to some more, what can I say? Graphing, okay? So we want to graph the line y equals 2x minus 1. We want to state the x and y intercepts. We want to find the domain and range and identify the slope. Okay. So, let me see what somebody said. So B1 is by itself now? Yes, B1 was by itself. And so that means we solved it. I just finished college algebra. Yes, Shay. Congrats, congrats. I know that's a relief. Those math classes be holding up some people from graduating, okay? Yeah, Nick said, I hate college algebra. Oh, man. Hate is so strong. All right. So if we look at this, right? They gave it to us in slope-intercept form, which is nice. So what that means is if we know the slope, which stands for M, and then we can identify the y-intercept, which stands for the B, okay? And in slope-intercept form, it's y equals mx plus b. So when they gave us this equation here, let me rewrite it. Y equals 2x minus 1. This is our m, which is always attached to the x. And then this is our b, which is our y-intercept, as negative 1. Okay, so remember our slope is always a rate. So we could write this as 2 over 1. And we rise to and we run positive 1. So since this is our y-intercept, we start here. So we find negative 1 on the y-axis and put our point. So this is the y-axis. We find negative 1. Then our slope tells us from our negative 1, we count up 2. 1, 2. And we go to the right 1. We can do it again. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. You can also, if you want to get this part of the graph, you just go the opposite direction for both. You can't do one. You have to do it for both, okay? So we can go down 2 and to the left 1. Down 2 to the left 1. Down 2 to the left 1, okay? And you remember, you only need 2 points to graph a line, technically, okay? Well, I just did a couple of extra. All right, so we graphed our line. Now let's find the x and y intercepts. So we know our y-intercept, okay, is 0, negative 1. And here, let's see, we can identify our x, and here, let's see, we can identify our x-intercept right here, on the graph. It looks like it's crossing at a half. So our x-intercept is going to be 1/2, comma 0. Okay. Any questions on that part? So remember, this is the y-intercept. Let me do it in a different color. This is on the y-axis right here. Okay. And then our x-intercept, where it crossed in the middle here, is this, okay? Aw, thank you, Jenners. Thank you, thank you. Yes, I got a bachelor's degree in math. I just got to go get my master's because I really do want to become a professor. So let's find the domain and range, okay? So remember, domain deals with the x's, okay? So the domain deals with the x's. So the domain, does anybody know the domain before I say it? What do you guys say? Does anybody know the domain? Can you use the equation to find the x? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. with 3 variables. Okay, so good. Sarah said negative infinity to infinity. Beautiful. Because if this line will continue on all the way to negative infinity, and then this line will continue all the way, like it's just going to keep on going on forever, to positive infinity. Okay. Our range, when we look at the y-axis, the line keeps on going down forever. So it's going down to negative infinity, and it's going up forever as well. So it's negative infinity to positive infinity. And we identified the slope here, which was our m right here. That's our slope. So we talked about this, our m right here. That's our slope. So we talked about domain, range, y. So we talked about domain, range, y-intercept, x-intercept. Let's find the x-intercept by not looking at the graph, because some people have to do that. So I'm going to do that right here, okay? Find x-intercept. So to find the x-intercept, we have to plug in 0 for y, okay? So I have to plug, I'm going to start with 0 because that's my y. 2x minus 1. And now I have to solve for x. So I first want to move this to the other side. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So 0 plus 1 gets us 1 equals 2x. Now we want x by itself. Remember, they're multiplied together. So we have to divide both sides by 2. And x would equal 1/2. Like we said, right here. And so we graphed it perfectly. So our x-intercept is 1/2, 0. Any questions on that? I think you have to swipe a certain way to get rid of the comments. I don't know. I think you have to swipe a certain way to get rid of the comments. I don't know which way it is. But if you swipe left or swipe right on your phone, then you can get rid of the comments. Okay. All right. Okay, let's keep it pushing. So we're going to talk about finding slope. We're going to write equations because, you know, that's part of Algebra 1 for sure. And then I wanted to get to, I have some graphing quadrilaterals. We have some radicals. This is what I wanted to get to. Oh, are you going to start? Are you turning up right now? Hi, Nia. Okay. Okay, let's keep it pushing. So number 1 says find the slope. All right. So we want to find the slope here. Okay. And how we find the slope when we're using 2 points is, I always tell my students label their points. This is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. And so we can use our formula, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? So we're going to plug in here. So m equals, our y2 is 4. We're taking the minus sign from the formula, and our y1 we said was 2. We're taking the minus sign from the formula, and our y1 we said was 2. okay, over our x2, which we labeled as -3, our minus sign from the formula, and our x1 is a -1. Most people would mess up right here because they wouldn't see it as a double negative. So we would get 4 minus 2 is 2. Remember, a negative and negative, we can change that to a big plus sign. So it becomes -3 plus 1. So -3 plus 1 is going to give us a -2. And then 2 divided by -2, -1. And then this is how we find the slope. Any questions on that one, you guys? Any questions? We're at 4.7K likes. Can we get 300 more likes? I'm going to double tap with you guys. Let's try to get to 5K likes. Thank you, thank you. Any questions on that last one? All right, I don't see any questions coming in, so let's keep it pushing. Okay, so it says, oh, bless you, baby. Write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. All right, so slope-intercept form, first you have to know what that is. It's y equals mx plus b, okay? The m stands for slope, and the b is the y-intercept. So does anybody want to take a guess at number A? Can you guys write the equation in the chat? Thank you for the double taps. We're at 5.6K. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. How do you make the y-intercept one number? Okay. So how we make the y-intercept one number is, this is called an ordered pair. So in every ordered pair, it's always x then y. And since we're looking for the y-intercept, we're not looking at the x value, we're looking at the y value. So that's how we can make it one number, is by identifying what the y is in the ordered pair. So we could say y equals our slope, which is -5/8. We always attach the x to the slope, and then our b, which is called our y-intercept, over 8. We always attach the x to the slope, and then our b, which is called our y-intercept, is going to be over 8. We always attach the x to the slope, and then our b, which is called our y-intercept, is going to be -2. Great. So we have to solve for our b. So we're going to use this, y equals mx plus b, and then we're going to plug in, okay? So I know my y is -3 equals my m here, they told me was -2. Now, see how the m and the x touch? Remember, if they touch, they're multiplied. So when I plug in my x, I have to show multiplication between them. And then plus b. Okay. Oh, my ring light went out. Okay. Oh, no, that was a great question. Let me plug it up, you guys. It must be low. All right. Does that look better? Okay. Hopefully that added some light. So let me scoot up a little bit. Okay. So we're getting close to the edge. Okay, so now we're going to multiply this. Our m, right, which is right here, we can write an equation. We can write y equals 2x minus 1. Your mom, I love it. My fave topic. Your fave, you love writing equations? All right. Let's keep it moving, you guys. I'm going to move it back down here. Okay. So thank you on that. Thank you, thank you. Lifesaver. So it is supposed to be a negative, you guys, because the slope that was given was -2. Perfect. All right. All right, let's go back here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to write an equation with 2 points. So first we need to find our slope. So we're going to do x1, y1, x2, y2. And we're going to use our slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? So we said y2 was 2. We're going to take this minus from the formula. And then our y1 is -3. So we have to write that, -3. Okay, you got to have both negatives there. x2 is 4 minus from our formula. And our x1 is 1. Y equals mx plus b, okay? And we're going to use, so 5 times 4 is 20 over 3 times 1 is 3, okay? Plus b. We're going to change this to a decimal because that's what we're really going to get. So 20 divided by 3 is 6.66. So 20 divided by 3 is 6.66. So we're going to do 2 equals 6.66 plus b. Okay. We want this b by itself. So we're going to subtract here because it's a positive. And then we do 2 minus 6.66 gives us negative. It's going to give us, I'm going to write it right here. B equals negative 4.66, okay? So now that we have our B, which is right here, and we have our M, which is right here, now we can just write our equation. We just have to plug in this number for B and this number for M. So we would have y equals 5/3 x minus 4.66. Thank you, AMT. Yes, I am doing much better. Thank you, thank you. Oh, wow, 5 a.m. I'm like trying to think, what time is it out here? I can't see my time. But I know it's late. It's like when I got on, it was like 9 something. So I know it's late out here. Let me check with my other phone. Yeah, it's 10:11. Woo, 5 a.m. You up early. Oh, thank you, AMT. Thank you, thank you. And I hope you're doing well I hope you're doing good and everything's going good in your life as well. Yes, I seen that. Y equals mx plus c. I know. I wonder why the C and why they did C and B not the same. I miss doing this. Yes, Williams. Why wouldn't you round up 6 point? Oh, you can round up. I just put, I mean, you can, it's not wrong. You could have put 6, 7. I just put 6, 6. I was going to put this little thing because it's repeating on forever. The 6's repeat on forever. So, it just, you're not wrong. They would have to tell you like round if, it just, you're not wrong. They would have to tell you like round if they wanted it in decimal, or they would have said leave it in fraction form, right? That we could have brought this over and did fraction rules. So Kaylin, you're perfectly fine with 6.67. Yes, Savannah, this will be posted in like 2 days on my YouTube page. So for all my new people, Impact Math 19, this live will be posted over there, okay? All right. Let's write the equation of a line parallel. Okay, parallel to the graph. So we want it parallel. That's so important. And passing through this point. So what you have to know about parallel lines is we have to have the same slope. So we're going to say our M is 3. Okay. Now we have to solve for our y-intercept. Okay, that's what we have to do next. And so we're doing this process again, but with this new point, this x1, y1, okay? So we're going to use y equals mx plus b. And we're going to plug in y. So we're going to put 4 equals, our m is 3. Remember, whenever you have two letters touching, they're times. So I'm going to use parentheses for my x to plug in -1 plus b. So we have 3 times -1 is -3. And then we need to move this -3 to the other side by adding 3 to both sides. And then 4 plus 3 gives us 7 equals b. Okay. And so now that we have our m and we have our y-intercept, the last thing that we have to do is plug in for here and plug in for here to write our new parallel equation to this one. So we would get y equals 3x plus 7. Any questions? Oh, I love it, AMT. Oh, fellow math teacher. Do you teach high school level? Or what level do you teach? Like, do you guys do like levels like that? Like middle school, high school, elementary? Like, what's your middle school grades? Like, some people say middle school is from 6. Like where I live, it's from 6 to 8th. But I know like in California, they have 7th and 8th only. Okay, love it, AMT. Love it, love it. Are you love it, love it. Are you guys out for summer? Or are you guys about to get ready for finals too? We have secondary school year, 7 through 11. So ages 11 to 16. Okay. I don't have, so I don't have the graphs for those, unfortunately, but I do have the graphs for some parabolas. Okay. Truck her GED test on the 19th. All right, I gotta get some lives on the GED so we could practice. I'm gonna wish you luck, wish you success, and you just do your very best. Also, hit up my YouTube page. I have lives of past GED's tests that I've went through. So if you're looking for more practice, go to my YouTube, okay? But I can't wait to hear the great news after. So we are doing GCSE math, which is the exam for the 16-year-olds. Okay, cool. Okay. Eric said, I teach Kim, but I wonder how to better teach basic skills like number lines and negatives. Okay, love it. Oh, Sabrina, thank you. Your first time here, but you watch me on YouTube. I love it. Thank you for the like, love. Alrighty. Okay, let's keep on going. So write the equation of a line perpendicular. All right. This is a huge word there. That means so much. Perpendicular to the graph of this. All right. So what we have to do here, so y minus 4x equals 2. First, we need to solve for y. So first step, solve for y. Why we're doing this is because we can identify the slope. Okay, that's why we're solving this for y, so we can identify the slope. So if we want to solve for y, that means we need to move this negative 4x to the other side by adding 4x, adding 4x. Okay, this cancels and we get y equals. Now these are not like terms, so we cannot combine them. And since we cannot combine them, we just write them horizontally. So we write 4x, this is a positive 2, plus 2. Now we can identify the slope, which is always attached to the x. So we have a slope of 4. Does anybody know how to find the perpendicular slope? Oh, perpendicular slope. Oh, I love it. First time trying to get ready to take my GED math soon. I love it. I'll be doing some lives for my GED people coming up. Oh, I think it said I lost connection. Breaking Bad. I guess depends on what school you're working at. It could be like that for real though. Nah, if you're a good teacher, and you really genuinely care about the kids know. Kids can sense who cares about them and who doesn't care about them. They'll take care of a teacher that they know loves them and like respects them and just wants the best for them. Like even the baddest kid, he'll be like, don't mess with her. Don't like, I'm telling you, when kids know like who is genuine and who is not, who's there for a paycheck and who's not there for a paycheck, like kids can tell. And so like I rarely like had any type of problems in my classroom. And if I did, it was like they respected me so much. Like they already knew like, oh, I'm tripping today. I'm not going to come bring this to you. You know, it was kind of, so, thank you, AMT. So I think American schools, pros and cons, right? To everything. So AMT said to find the perpendicular, we have to flip And every whole number can be written over what? So 1 over 4. And then we have to change to the opposite sign. So since this is a positive, we have to make it a negative. So it's called a reciprocal. Okay, that's the math vocabulary. Reciprocal to 1 over 4. And so it's an opposite, or it's an opposite reciprocal. So opposite sign, flip. Okay, so this is our perpendicular slope. So now that we know that, we can use this point, x1, y1, and solve for our b. So we could do y equals mx plus b equals mx plus b. We're going to do our y, which is -6, equals our m, which is -1 over 4, times our x, which is 2, plus b. And then we're going to do -6 equals 2 times -1 is -2 over 4 plus b. Oh, what do we want to? So that's a half. Decimal and fraction. So a half is always 50 cents. That's how I remember it. A quarter, 1/4 is 25 cents. 3/4, well, that's 3/4. So it's 75. Okay, so if you change it to money, US money, that might help you, okay? So then we're going to add this 50 cents. And we're left with B equals, so we're down $6. Somebody borrowed $6 from you. And they said, I'm going to give you this 50 cents. So they still owe you $5.50. That's how you could look at it. You'd be like, don't give me that 50 cents. Just wait till you get it. But they're like, take the 50 cents now. Right? So it's -$5.50. That's our B. Okay. So now we have our M and we have our B. So we could write our equation. Y equals -1/4 x minus 550. Or 5.5, however you want to say it. And that's your answer. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Alrighty, you guys, let's do some evaluating. Evaluate the expression. Let's do it, let's do it, okay? All right, so whenever it says evaluate, I want you to think about plugging in, okay? They tell us x equals 6. So wherever there's an x, I'm plugging in 6. And then our y said y equals -5. So wherever I see a y, I'm plugging in that -5. So we could write this as 3. Remember, these are all squished together. So the operation is multiplication. So I'm going to put a parenthesis because I'm going to plug in 6 times, they're all multiplied together, -5 minus from the equation or from the expression. Then this is the y. So I'm going to plug in a -5 to the second power. All right. Don't forget those order of operations, right? We start with the exponent. So we're going to do, this is -5 times -5. It's never multiply these two. No. This means it repeats twice. Okay. So -5 times -5 is a positive 25. But this negative has to come down from here. And then we're going to do 3 times 6 times -5. All right. We have to multiply before we can subtract. So we're going to do, so how I would do this without a calculator is I would do 6 times -5. That would be 3 times -30. That's how my brain would look at it first. Because I can't see 3 times 6. Well, I can see it 18. But 18 times 5 is hard for me. But 3 times 30 is not, because 3 times 3 is -9, and then I just add the 0. So, so that's how my brain calculates it faster than doing 18 times 5, because I would have had to go to the side and do the long way. If that makes sense, you guys. Oh no, MT, you're good. You are good. I'm glad you're here. And I'll be on like every day. Well, Monday through Friday. That's my goal for this month. Just knocking it out. So no worries. I enjoyed the conversation. Keeps me going. Thank you, you guys. So -90 minus 25 is going to be, so let me see. 90. So somebody owes you $90. And they said, let me get 25 more. So we just add them. So they will owe you $90. And they said, let me get 25 more. So we just add them. So they will owe you $115. Oh, somebody put that in the chat. So they already did it. Good. Oh, I think. Okay. Oh, they're making me reset anyway. Have a wonderful night, everyone.